In today's episode, I want to talk about an important mindset shift that is probably more important than superfoods we could talk about or a fancy kind of new workout. Because ultimately, when it comes to our health and our fitness, our mindset is shaping our thinking and our behaviors. And our behaviors are shaping how this body and ultimately looks and feels. And one of the biggest mindsets that holds people back from being healthy is the idea of the all or nothing mindset. Meaning you're on this perfect plan, you're all in, or you're off the plan. This is what happens to so many people who get caught up in the cycle of fad diets. They try a very intense diet, they follow it to the T for a few weeks, they lose weight, but they know deep down that it's way too restrictive to work long term. So they're on the plan for a little bit, and then guess what? Some friction happens in life. Some busyness happens at work. Travel happens with your family in the holidays and stuff like this. Some little thing starts to derail that, and then the mindset completely shifts. Man, I blew it. I can't believe I didn't stick to this incredible rigid plan. And then you flip over here, and now you're in this place where you're like, I'm off the plan, screw it. I'll start next month after we get back from this trip, or it's okay, I was doing good for a while, and you get back in this rut. And this momentum keeps on shifting between on a plan, off a plan, on a plan, off a plan. This happens on the macro cycle, like I was talking about, over the span of weeks and months, but it also happens kind of every single day for a lot of people. You wake up, you didn't have the ideal first meal of the day that you wanted, and you say, screw it, I'm just gonna eat unhealthy for the rest of the day, I'll drink the beers, I'll have the chips, and I'll do a bunch of the stuff later in the day, because you felt like you blew it. Well, the truth is this, there is no perfect plan. All of your health is a series of clusters of decisions. You're making decisions every single day, how well you're breathing, how much water you're drinking, how much you move your body, how much food and what types of food you're eating throughout the day. These are decisions. And ultimately what we're creating with your body is we're trying to cluster more good decisions together. So if we have a mindset that says I'm either doing it all perfectly or not together, it's like some kind of binary switch, you're always going to be getting like a 50% average, or at least you're going to be inconsistent. But what if we can cluster your decisions better, leave behind the all or nothing mindset and say we're going to do better, maybe even 25% better today, and we're going to cluster better, not perfect, but better. And if you start doing some simple things we talk about here on our channels at the Fit Father Project and the Fit Mother Project, like standardizing that first meal of the day, ideally with a simple and delicious shake that you can make, you're creating momentum. You've clustered one decision. And then look, later in the day, you might be going to a business lunch or something like this, and someone brought some food to the office and you ate a little more or something unplanned that wasn't on the thing. Well, you already had your shake. That's a small thing. You're not trapped in this all or nothing mindset, and you're able to guide back to the rest of your routine, which may be having your go-to healthy snack in the afternoon and one of our dinners that we recommend following the perfect plate philosophy. So the idea here is that analyze yourself right now. Where do you feel like you're on an all or nothing mindset? Certainly a lot of people who struggle to lose weight are, but also people who are chasing fitness goals. I know a lot of people who prep for races and marathons. They're either all in on their training, and then once they complete that race, they're all off. Or people are all in on strength training and building muscle, or they're all off. How can we be a little more flexible? Because I know this from studying nature, the things that are most resilient are those that can adapt. They're not the things that are most rigid. And your life is dynamic, and you need to have the ability to adapt to all the ebbs and the flows. There's a seasonality to your life. Certain things happen in the new year that are different than things that happen in October, November, December with holidays for a lot of people. It's always this ebb and this flow. So if you can develop a more flexible and resilient mindset, one that's trying to make a greater cluster of decisions, one that wakes up with a standardized beginning of the day to build your momentum, like the shake and the morning movement and the water like we talk about here on the channels, if you can start doing those things and then releasing the guilt when you have a little slip up and you're not turning a molehill into a mountain, you're going to be so much more successful. And you're going to be happier. And your routine's going to feel like it's working with your life instead of boxing your life into some rigid structure that's eventually going to break. Let's build your resiliency. Let's do that by changing our mindset around health. This is a journey. You didn't get to where you're at overnight. You're not going to improve your health overnight, but you can if you're consistent. Hope this message found you well. The all or nothing mindset is a complete trap. Don't fall into it. I know we can all do better, so I hope these tips helped you today.
FitFatherProject.com